Welcome back. The Commission for Conciliation, Mediation and Reconciliation Arbitration has pushed its long-awaited amendments to the rules for proceedings before the Commission. One change empowers the CCMA to provide purely administrative assistance to lower-paid employees in the delivery of notices or documents relating to CCMA proceedings. Another change empowers the Commission to make rules to regulate the consequences of a party's failure to attend conciliation or arbitration proceedings. For more on this, I'm joined by CCMA Senior Commissioner Pieter Venter. Mr. Venter, thank you so much for engaging with us this evening. Can you give us some background as to why these rules and forms were amended?
Thank you, Anlie. Good evening, and good evening to your viewers. Thank you for the opportunity to address your viewers. Look, the CCMA is a public entity in terms of the Public Finance Management Act, and we are therefore a creature of statute that was created by the Labour Relations Act 66 of 95. So why do I mention this only? It's simply because if we are a creature of statute, it means we must comply with the LRA. And in terms of Section 115 of the LRA, we are under an obligation to review our own rules every second year. We must also comply with legislation such as your POPI Act, that's a rather new act, and then obviously the CCMA must keep trend with developments in our labour courts and labour appeal court, etc. So we were therefore necessitated to adjust our rules.
So which particular rules and forms were amended? I know it's quite detailed, but if you can give us a broad overview.
Only in general, the aim of the amendments, our core focus in 2023 with the amendments was to promote social justice and to make access to the CCMA even more accessible for our users. Now, if I can give you an example, if you go overseas and you must drive a vehicle, you must use the rules of that country. Now, the same with the CCMA. If you want to use the CCMA, you must use the rules, the in-house rules that we have, like in any court. Now, it's also important for your viewers to know that the current rules were amended, and then there were also new rules introduced by the amendments, and also some of our LRA forms that are used for the CCMA were also amended. If I can perhaps then take you what I think as very important amendments to the rules is, first of all, Rule 1 of the CCMA, which deals with how people can contact the CCMA. We have removed the use and reference of a fax transmission. So this simply means when any user of the CCMA wants to use the CCMA, they can no longer send faxes to the CCMA, albeit that official documents or correspondence, we are not using fax transmissions anymore. That does not mean that the parties can use faxes, to serve documents on each other. That is still fine with the CCMA. Then a very important rule is Rule 4 that deals with the signing of documents. Now, in the previous rules, a matter would be defective if any party did not sign his referral or her referral form to the CCMA. And what happened is that the courts have indicated that this is not acceptable. So we've changed the rules, and the rule 4 now provides that we can accept a referral form even if it's signed by a person not authorized to represent you, or even if you did not sign your referral form, as long as the commissioner can confirm at the later stage that it was in fact your referral. So that will obviously expedite matters, and it will help us to fast track issues and to finalize matters quickly. Also, if I can refer you to Rule 9, which I think it's quite important. Rule 9 deals with condemnation. In other words, where a document or a pleading was served late, and how a party must apply for condemnation. Now, what we did is we've added the word employment law in the law. And this simply now means that if you want to apply for condemnation, but not in terms of the Labour Relations Act, you can also apply for condemnation for other employment law. And then we went in the definitions and we obviously defined employment law. Also important, we've changed the rule that any party can apply for condemnation during the referral stage of the matter, or even when the proceedings kick off. The Commissioner can hear your application for condemnation. Now, only crucial to the rules are Rule 29 and Rule 37, which we've also made substantial changes or amendments. Rule 29 deals with disclosure of documents or any material that a party wants to use during arbitration proceedings. And Rule 37 will deal with subpoenas. Now, what we did in the past, there was some confusion, because if you want to use, let's say, for example, video footage, you could either use Rule 29 or you can issue a subpoena to ask the other party for video footage. Now, we've removed the difference, and we've built in that Rule 29 will only deal with disclosure of documents or any material that you want to use. And your Rule 37, your subpoenas will only be used for securing the presence of any party to the CCMA. We've also ensured that your subpoena process now leans towards greater discretion for the Commissioner that must issue a subpoena, in the sense that if a party now asks that the subpoena is issued, he or she must obviously motivate such a request. But what we've built in now is that the Commissioner must decide whether he's going to issue a subpoena, can ask that party for clarity or for further details, and then the other party now has the right to oppose the application for a subpoena. We've also pushed the envelope by now stating that a subpoena can be issued by means of an email, but this is not done by any court or forum as far as we know. So that's quite a material difference. Then, Annie, if I can just inform the viewers that if a party that you've mentioned this, if a
Mr. Venter, I'm going to jump in there just because unfortunately we are running out of time. I know these changes are quite detailed and intricate, so I'm going to have to cut it short there, but hopefully the public will be able to find all this information on your website. We do thank you for giving us some detail on those changes. Very important changes for anyone who has a dispute and needs to consult or handle that through the CCMA. That was CCMA's Senior Commissioner Pieter Venter.